What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Torino Career Mode. This is episode number 57, and we start today's episode off with something quite surprising happening. The Italian FA have come to me and said, would you please continue managing our nation? And I was like, really? Is this a joke or something? No, it's not a joke. The Italian FA said despite the disappointing European Championship, the humiliating disappointing European Championship, they want me to continue as manager of Italy for the foreseeable future. So I of course said yes. I was surprised, but I of course said yes. And here's a bit of Doc's trivia for you guys as well, as you may have seen by the thought bubble there. I've been sacked by only one nation before. I've managed loads of different countries in loads of different career modes, but I've only ever been sacked by one nation before. Who was that nation, or what was that nation, I should say? What country gave me the sack before? A bit of Doc's trivia for you, hashtag Doc's trivia. See how well you guys know my videos. I've been sacked by one nation before and one nation only. What nation was that? If you know the answer, let me know in the comment section down below. And there you go. It'll be interesting to see how many of you guys get it right. Still, following that, we had our first game of today's episode here, fresh from knowing we'll be staying with Italy. Relieving, but surprising even so, as we take on Inter for the first game of today's episode here, as they travel to take us on the Stadio Olimpico de Torino. The last game was, of course, a win against Catania, away from home by a 0-0. So coming to this game, fancying our chances of notching up another 3 points. The early chances were coming to us as well. Another good one here from this corner. Shalinolu's corner finds Fabian Schär, but the header goes just wide, the post and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0. In the 23rd minute, another good chance here. Alexandro plays a good through ball towards Immobile down the left-hand side. Takes it around Felipe with a quick little step over. Gets himself inside to shoot, and Ciro Immobile grabs the opening goal of the game and makes it Torino 1 into 0. So back from injury and fully fit now, and Ciro Immobile shows it as well. Gets his first goal of the season too, of course. Did miss the start of the season. He played the first game of the season and got injured in the Supercoppa. Missed 2 months worth of football. Bit of a shame, but he's come back now. He's back into the first 11. And I said in the last episode as well, talked about it briefly, Poloski now dropping back down to the bench. Immobile and Dybala will be the strike partnership this season for most games, or at least I'd expect so. And Immobile gets his account up and underway here and makes it Torino 1 into 0. So one goal up in this game. In the 39th minute, a good chance to make it 2-0. Immobile gets played forward and does indeed double the scoring and double his goal tally. Torino 2, Inter 0. Another good finish by Immobile and a really clean strike as well. Once he got played the ball through there, like he was never going to miss. He just waited and waited to peel off the last man. Gabbiadini plays him through, and it's a really good finish as well. So Torino 2, Inter 0. Both goals coming through Immobile, and that was it for the first half. 8 minutes after the restart, a good chance to make it 3-0. Alexandro goes down the left-hand side and finds Immobile on a hat-trick now. He gets tackled, but it falls to Grenier. Grenier finds Shalinolu. Lovely first time free ball towards Immobile, looking for that hat-trick, but it's a good save by Bardi, and he turns it behind for a corner. So still Torino 2, Inter 0. And from the corner, Shalinolu crosses the ball in, looks for Fabian Schär, he wins the head out, and it's cleared off the line by Xherdan Shaqiri, and eventually Inter scramble it away. Shalinolu then takes this strike from just outside the area from a tight angle, but it does go harmlessly wide and behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0, Shaqiri making sure it wouldn't become 3-0. And in the 59th minute here, a good chance to make it 3-0, and again it's Immobile causing danger down the left-hand side, cutting inside to shoot here as well. It takes a deflection and goes just wide of the post and behind for a corner. So still 2-0 to Torino. And in the 78th minute, another good chance here for Torino. Darmian gets played down the right-hand side off the bench, and he finds Gabbiadini. Holds the ball out, spots the runner Shalinolu, but instead finds Grenier. Grenier then plays it through towards Gabbiadini. Great chance here, takes a touch and shoots from just inside the area, but he can't hit the target, and it goes behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0 to Torino, and yet another chance for Torino here in the 84th minute. Gabbiadini holds the ball up, finds Alexandro down the left-hand side, sprints inside the area, drills in across, picks out Darmian at the far post, but he hits the post and he goes behind for a goal kick. And it was how the game would finish as well. Torino 2, Inter 0, so we get the win in this game by 2-0. Great to see Burnley notch up another clean sheet as well, and Immobile get a double too was always really nice to see as well. And as you can see with the stats, it was a really good game for us. 13 shots, 8 on target compared to Inter's 1-1, and of course 56 to 44 possession is always nice too. No surprises for my player of the match. It was indeed Ciro Immobile scoring his first goals of the season. Delighted with that, and there you go, a really good performance too, because in the last game we did beat Catania by a 0-0, but we lost the possession battle and we only took like 4 shots in the entire game, game wasn't too many. But either way, great to see us bounce back. Well, not really bounce back, but great to see us get another win, but this time more convincingly so, I guess. And there you go. Still, we take on Udinese for the second game of today's episode here, the second and final one of today's episode, taking on Udinese away from home. So, hoping to notch up another victory for us. We're top of the table right now and looking really good early on. And the first chance would fall to us too in the 18th minute as we had ourselves a free kick. Didn't really know who to give it to. I could have struck it from this angle, certainly scored a couple from this angle before, but instead with Danilo, decides to cross the ball into the centre, looks for Dybala. Dybala wins the header, but it goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, but good to get the first chance of the game. And in the 26th minute, a good chance to make it 1-0 again. Alexandra on the ball, gets past his man with a fake shot, plays it through towards Dybala. Lovely through ball, but Dybala is denied by a good stop by Scuffet and is turned behind for a corner. So still 0-0 in this game. And from the corner, Dybala whips the ball into the centre, looking for Immobile. It's headed away, only as far as Danilo. He loses out in the air, but eventually it comes to Maximovic back from injury, plays it through towards Keita down the left-hand side, takes it around his man with a ball roll, crosses the ball in, picks out Immobile, and his header is just off target and behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0 with the early pressure coming to us in the 41st minute. Another good chance here. Danilo finds Dybala, fake shots around his man, gets himself inside with a step over, goes to shoot as well, but again it's Scuffet making a really good save, and eventually Udinese get the ball away. So still 0-0 in this game despite all the pressure being inflicted on Udinese by Torino. And we had yet another good chance here on the stroke of half-time. Florenzi gets on the ball, takes it around his man, gets tackled, wins it back and shoots, but Scuffet again makes another really good save, and Udinese get the ball away. So many chances in the first half, but it was still goalless. But in the second half, 2 minutes after the restart, again another great chance for us. Immobile shoots, but again the young goalkeeper Scuffet, not sure how you pronounce it, I think it's Scuffet, I think that sounds right. But still another good save, and it's still goalless. And in the 50th minute, another good chance here for Torino again. Dybala gets on the ball, turns his man, plays it back towards Danilo. Lovely through ball back inside towards Dybala, takes it around his man, picks out Immobile, and finally, 6 minutes after the restart, we have the ball in the back of the net, and it's a third goal in 2 games for the returning Ciro Immobile. So Immobile, fresh from his injury, completely fine now and ready to play, and with no injury problems whatsoever, and he's showing exactly what he was showing us all season last season, that he is a really good finisher of the ball. Lovely composed finish there, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, and finally we get the better of him, and it's Udinese 0, Torino 1. Just past Yalmark, a good chance to make it 2-0 here as we cross in this corner. Somehow he can't turn it in though despite the pressure, and it's eventually cleared off the line, so still 1-0. And from the free kick Udinese got as well from the pressure, which was deemed unnecessary contact, I suppose, we got ourselves yet another good chance. Immobile finds Keita, cuts past his man here, rolls it off towards Immobile, and again it's Scuffet with another really good save, and it's still 1-0. So still we led by just a single goal in this game. We just could not seem to beat the goalkeeper for a second time, and again Keita comes forward here, another great chance to make it 2-0 in the 68th minute, goes through and shoots, but guess what happens? The goalkeeper makes yet another really good save. He's a really good young goalkeeper, of course, for Udinese, and he was having a stormer in this one. So still 1-0, and in the 71st minute Udinese won themselves a penalty through Muriel. Really annoyed about this one, because with Danilo, like, I didn't actually lunge in or anything. I literally just stood my ground with him, and unfortunately as Muriel took the shot, he got it away, and it was sort of like the sort of the follow through of Danilo sort of shutting him down that sort of saw Muriel go off balance and hit the deck. And like, I can totally see why the referee gives a penalty, and you can totally see why it is one, but it was one of those sort of unfortunate ones where he didn't make a challenge, and it's just the bodies coming together really. But penalty to Udinese, and probably the right decision. So penalty to the home side, and Kone would score it as well. I mean, like, seriously, there are some penalties which I feel like the goalkeeper should do better with, but this penalty, like, this is just unstoppable. I mean, seriously, what a strike this is by Kone. Absolutely superb. It rifles in. The power was crazy. In off the underside of the bar, and just creeps over the line before coming out after hitting the post as well. And Udinese do equalise here to make it 1-1. And it was how the game would finish as well. So absolutely gutted to not win this game here away from home, because you can see with the stats, 10 shots, 7 of which are on target, compared to Udinese 3, and of course 2 on target. 1 was the penalty which they scored. And I was going to say I had no idea how I didn't win that game, but I know why I didn't win that game. It was because of that guy. Scuffet, not sure how you pronounce it, the young Italian goalkeeper, was absolutely sublime, and the fact he got a 7.9 in that game. I'm not really sure how. Should have been a 9.7, I feel. He was unbelievable with the saves he was making. So a 1-1 during that game. Disappointing not to keep the win streak alive in the league, but even so, a draw's not a bad result. Udinese aren't aren't a bad side. And again, disappointing circumstances, yes, to know that we only drew the game because the goalkeeper played amazing and we gave away a penalty. But even so, a draw's not a bad result, not a terrible result whatsoever. And considering a good start to the season, we're still undefeated in the league. We're not going to be too broken-hearted about it. Still following that, a youth squad monthly report and also a squad report as well, so you can see how the players are currently getting on in this Torino side. Of course, as I mentioned in the last squad report, and I'll mention in most of them, growth problems are quite frustrating in this career mode. But of course, it is worth noting that we've only got one player in the 30s. For the age of 30s, at 33 years old in Burnley. The second oldest player is Hong Chol in this side at 26. How's that for a youthful squad? So clearly a long way to go before we are going to see more development for some of the players, or at least you certainly hope so. Still, look at the league table to end the episode off. 11 games in, we're in second place, 2 points behind Roma with 27 points. Roma have 29. Juventus doing very poorly so far right now. And also in the Champions League as well, 3 games in, we're in second place, 2 wins and 1 defeat with 6 points and behind Real Madrid on the head-to-head ruling. And that does end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Torino Career Mode, then please do leave a like, and I will see you for the next episode of Torino Career Mode very soon.